Worship Ministry Coach is designed to come alongside the local church with proven, systematic tools and resources that are guaranteed to get you results and on the right path to fulfilling the mission and the vision that God has given to you for your church.
Just allowing someone to come in and look at the things that you do every Sunday. Me and Pastor Mike were amazed at just the small things that we could adjust that we hadn't been. And just to have those conversations like, well, what about this? Why is it that you think this went this way? What if you tried X, Y, Z? And just little things made a huge impact. So, skepticism aside, I started this process with skepticism. I no longer have it.
We've seen massive growth in the way that our congregation is responding in worship, and that has been amazing to be a part of.
Those service observations and your follow-up conversations about them, that was tremendous because it was like real-time, feedback. That was huge. We probably grew the most because of the service observations.
We might think we see everything, but having somebody from the outside come in and just take a look and say, what do you think about this? Did you notice this? And really asking us questions and making us answer for everything that we do, both big and little.
And it was awesome to have you come in the first time and we had this big list to go through. And then by the time you did the last one, I was so happy to see the improvement and to see like, whoa, we actually did some of those things and we're on the right track.
For me, the biggest benefit is in my relationship with my worship pastor.
I really enjoy the interaction I have with Mike now, our senior pastor. Just being able to know we're on the same page with things, and having him involved in this process was so good. Yeah, very much enjoyed the involvement of the senior pastor.
It also really has, I think, renewed David and my conversations on a weekly basis. Something that we certainly tried to do before, but it's given us more tracks to run on when we have those conversations. We're able to be more intentional in our time together, in the way that we plan and the way we think about worship on a weekly basis. It's certainly giving us the tools to have more of those conversations and be, I think, more productive in those conversations as well. The things that we've been able to implement haven't been such drastic changes that you walk in on a Sunday morning and say, whoa, things are way different. But I think if you would talk to people and ask them to kind of reflect on where we're at in worship versus where we were, I think they would all say, now that I think about it, I think we're singing louder, I think we're singing more, I think we hear the voices more, I think we're seeing more faces in leadership, I think things are more intentional on a Sunday morning. And so, no, there haven't been such drastic changes that people would, like I said, say, whoa, what happened here? But that's been the goal. And so, again, what you've given us the tools to do are slow and steady incremental changes to get closer to the place that we want to be.
There's more faces. People see more faces and hear more voices, and it's on purpose. It's not just happenstance. And so I really feel like that's helped our congregation to participate more. And that was a question you asked, like, are people participating? How are they participating? How can we improve that? And so I really think that's probably been one of the biggest growing points. And to hear them, after all these years, have some renewed excitement, man, that's where it's at. That's awesome. And I know for a fact that this is what we're supposed to be doing right now. The main thing that I've noticed is that I think they're singing louder, and is there room for growth? Always. But I have noticed that.
I would say we were identifying the right problems, but we weren't asking the right questions to solve those problems. And so I think what that has helped us do is to ask way more questions about what could potentially be the root of this problem, things that we would have never thought about if it wasn't for your coaching. You gave us some tools to use to implement that. And so it's been exciting to kind of see that dream that we have had for a while now start to come to fruition with the ways that the advice that you gave and the kind of the tools that you gave us to make those things happen.
But I think one of the things that you told me was there's a 5-step thing you can follow. I kind of followed that model, and we did that with lady on our team, and she did an excellent job. So sure enough, at the end of 12 weeks, I wasn't here. I was visiting another church with my family, and this worship leader did a great job. The whole team did a great job, and I heard so many good things after I left, and I was just like, praise the Lord. That was so good to experience. And truthfully, because of that, I've had one of the most refreshing summers I've had in a long time.
One other thing that I really appreciated about your method is you didn't come in saying, this is what worship looks like at every church, and so this is how you get there. You really took the time to observe, to talk to us, to figure out where's our heart and where do we want to go, and then you really put together a personalized plan for our church to be able to say, if this is what an ideal Sunday morning worship gathering looks like for you, these are maybe some steps that you can take to get there.
This is so beyond worth the investment, because it's something that especially if you go for like the 12-week process where you get a chance to try things and then talk about them and just kind of grow over 3 months, the impact will last so much longer than that. And it's really, when I think about how much this could cost, I had no reference for how much anything like this would cost before this, but it is so much more valuable than the price. It truly is. It's worth looking at your annual budget and saying, yeah, we want to do this, because it does improve relationships and staff, but truly you gain some freedom. You gain a wonderful mentor, but also a friend who walks with you and cares about what the Lord's doing in your life. So don't be afraid of the price. Truly, just do it. And allow the Lord to work in a very vulnerable way.
It's worth the investment of time. It's worth the investment of the energy to put into the meetings and to put into thinking about worship, and certainly it's worth the financial investment as well, because what you're going to gain on the other end is well beyond what that cost is. I would recommend Worship Ministry Coach to other churches, absolutely. No matter where you're at, whether you think you guys are doing great on a Sunday morning or whether you know you've got a long way to go, I think, again, what has helped us so much is being able to ask the right questions so that we can continue to glorify God in everything that we do. So 100% I would recommend Worship Ministry Coach to other churches.
We just so believe that everyone is better with a coach. And we've seen it time and time again where churches are growing healthier and closer to the vision that God has given to them by following these methods. Personalized coaching with proven tools and resources that produce guaranteed results toward the vision that God has given to you for your church. Go to worshipministrycoach.com to schedule your free discovery call.